Hello, great people. Welcome back to Global Happenings today. Sit at home had taken place today again in the southeast, and despite the force that the Anambra State governor is trying to use to ensure that he claims back this particular day, Monday, from UGM, everything seems not to work out as expected. Now, the adoration director, talking about Father Mbaka, has based his mind on the sit at home, the consequences of it, especially on the lives of businessmen, and also what can be done to finally put these sit at home to rest. We're going to be looking at his perspective and the response of Nigerians to it. But before we do that, if you've not subscribed, please do well. Hit on the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos. Now, according to the news, the spiritual director of the Adoration Ministry, Enugu, Nigeria, very Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka, has said that only the release of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, can lead to the end of Monday's sit at home. Mbaka said this during the Good Friday all-night program where he lamented on the negative impact of the exercise, especially on businessmen and women. According to him, he said, we cannot deny the fact that this sit at home is costing millions of money, especially to business people, but we cannot also pretend not to know the solution. They should release our brother Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If he's released today, the sit at home will stop today. You can't stop it by force. Politicians tried it, but it was in vain. Sit at home with their families every Monday, and if they want to go out, they move with more than 20 trucks of security men. Anambra government that tried to use force to stop it is feeling the heat today. So let them release our brother Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and sit at home. We'll stop. On ESN, he said, since the past 3 years, this year is the year Enugu farmers could farm successfully. May God bless our young men who clear our farms from headsmen. One of our priests' large farms were messed up by headsmen last year. He was crying, but this year he is smiling. May God bless our young youth who made it possible for our people to farm again. Those were the words of the renowned cleric, talking about the very Reverend Father Mbaka. And this particular thing has triggered a lot of reaction. But looking at what he said, kind of aligned with a particular video which is going viral right now. I can't show you the video because of the content of it. And it has to do with the statement made by this UGM in respect to some equipment or arms that they collected. They claim that they collected from the military, because the military also came out to debunk it, that what we are seeing on the social media is not actually true. But what the UGM came out with was a lot of weapons, and they said that actually the military came after them with it and they stripped them of it, and that they are going to use it. And they all finally said that the only thing that will bring this issue of sit at home to a standstill, and what will end it, is the release of their leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But you know what? There is a lot of complexity with this whole thing. Why? Because even as they're pursuing the military or they're fighting against the police and all of that, they have also chosen all to strip people of their wealth. So one is wondering what is really going on. If you say the purpose of doing it is to make sure that these people are, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released, why then are you going after the common men on the street, stripping them of their cars? Some of them are being hacked down. A lot of things are happening. One will be wondering why such is happening. But however, the governor of Anambra State has been doing his best. As at yesterday, when he released his Easter message, he was still standing his ground, that he is still extending the olive branch to all and sundry who will quit the activity of carrying, weapons against his people, and if they come, he's going to forgive them and take the arms from them. But as long as they still maintain their stand, not even an iota of, Anambra State will be stripped from him, that nothing will be taken away from Anambra State. But right now, the heat is on and it's not palatable at all. Why? Because as at the last time, precisely in Olu local government area of Igbo State, if you have seen the video that is trending, a lot had happened there, and those guys were in tears throughout the Easter season. Why? Because there was a kind of gun duel between the military and this UGM, and a lot of people lost so many things in the process. I'm just wondering how many of them are going to get back those things, because imagine if someone has used his last card, last money to build for himself a house, and unfortunately his house was in the middle of the whole show and bullet has pierced through and all of that. Some it resulted into fire, and I mean, how would those things will be solved? I just pray that the government would do the needful, possibly to engage in dialogue and see to it that the request of Amechi and some other political stakeholder in the southeast is being honored, because they have been recommending dialogue. Some say it should be political solution to it, and it should be released unconditionally. At least that will restore back peace. Today, if you check our feed, you're going to hear what his lawyer said, that according to the provision of the Federal High Court laws, the best thing that it recommends in cases like this is dialogue between the two parties. And he said he will prefer dialogue, that the federal government should choose dialogue more than trial, and all of this is to see how peace can once again return back to the southeast. Southeast has not enjoyed peace through for like from the time Mazdam Kanu was, captured and brought back to Nigeria. There had been no peace in the southeast on a daily basis. The heat is so strong, and one is wondering how businessmen they are actually surviving. And with what the Reverend have to say is that we know how to solve this problem. If the federal government knows how to solve this problem, for the sake of the innocent people who are currently going through the terrible act of these UGM, they should release this guy so that peace will abound once again. After all, if you reflect back to what had happened some few days ago when the Council of State met, they released and they call for state pardon for two strong corrupt leaders who were being imprisoned. We know about them, Joshua Dariye and Jolly Nyame. So right now, no one seems to really talk about the issue of imprisoning anyone if those two thieves can be released free of charge without any option of fine, or without any condition of them releasing back everything that they have taken. So then, why then are we really pushing everybody and all of that, But then we still solicit to request the consideration from the federal government so that peace can once again return to our brothers who are in the southeast. That's where we would like to leave it. Go